Hello, it's Cephas here, and today we're going to do something just a little different because it's Christmas and because I said so. I am going to give you the definitive tier list of top secularized Christmas songs so you can listen for the rest of your holiday season. I'm not going to do the ones, like Silent Night or Joy to the World or any of those. I'm talking just like the fun pop songy ones that you hear. Obviously, there's tons of them, and everybody's got a favorite. And if yours is not A or S tier, then I'm sorry that you like songs that aren't that great. Seriously, though, it's all for fun. It's all for comedy's sake. I'm going to do it gut check style. Just look at the title, think about it, and go. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It is a children's staple. A classic comeuppance story of the kid nobody wanted to have anything to do with until suddenly he got famous, and then all those two-faced bitches can't get enough of him now. It's a little overplayed, but you can play around with it a little bit. Obviously, we can put in the like Monopoly things, or used to call them names like dumbass or things like that. Dean Martin gave Santa Claus a German accent in his rendition of it that time, so there's a lot of play here. I'm gonna say it's a solid A tier. All right, Frosty, or as I've written here, Forsty the Snowman. I'm not sure about this one. It's fun. Again, it's a children's staple, but it's one of those where it tells a good story. But if you get the short version of it, it's cool. But it's one of those where if it stays out, it's welcome. They start doing this weird thumpity thump thump thing at the end. That may be your thing. It ain't my thing. So I'm gonna say. But still, it's a classic. We'll put it B tier, okay? We're feeling out how the rest of this list is going to go. Okay. Here we go. All I Want for Christmas Is You by the Mariah Carey. Look, here's the thing. This song is one of those that I'm trying to make a video. Can you calm down? This is one of those songs that's ubiquitous with the season, right? Like that's the song that and that's they have all the memes about how Mariah Carey's thawing out so she can sing the song when we get to November. It's a fun song. And it's got some nice play with the chord progressions and everything. But really, if we're being honest with ourselves, and we need to be honest with ourselves, the point to us listening to, especially Mariah's version of it, is we're waiting for that, off the piano note at the very end. Still, though, it's a solid song. It's representative of the season. I'll give it an A. It's like an A- for me, but I'll give it an A. The Christmas Song. Okay, so it's another one of those ubiquitous ones, but here's the thing. It pisses me off just a little bit because it's the Christmas song. Like, there's, 24 other songs on this list, and I pulled it off a list of 100, okay? You're a Christmas song at best, okay? But it's a nice song. I like the vibe of it. Every rendition, no matter how much they try to pop or church it up or whatever, always has that chestnuts roasting over an open fire, dun 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 thing, and they all try to stick with that, so I guess it's good. But it kind of meanders, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. It knows what it's there to do, and it does it well, so I'll give it a B. All right, Jingle Bells. This is probably one of the very, 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 very first ones that you learn when you're a kid, because it's very just jingle bells, jingle all the way. And it's one of those kind of like Rudolph, where we can make up other fun lyrics or whatever, and kind of play around with it a little bit. But it's still ultimately. It's sort of a middling song to me. Michael Bublé did like a kind of jazzy Scatman rendition of it once, and it was pretty cool. But it doesn't move my needle a whole lot, so I'm just going to say C. Okay, White Christmas. Great song for baritones. Okay, the thing about White Christmas is, like, forget the song, forget how it's sung, forget who sings it. How many people actually have a White Christmas? Where I live, I think we had one once. And it didn't even stick. It just snowed. It was like sleet, okay? Usually snow, there's a very thin line between it being something fun and like an emergency disaster in your local area, right? So, all these songs that talk about White Christmas and snowing on Christmas, it's cool and all, but how good is it going to be? That said, though, like there's more to it. He's remembering things. Like he's wistfully remembering, I'm remembering all this, but it's probably stuff that didn't happen, okay? I'm gonna call this one a D. I don't hate it, but it just ultimately, when you really dig down into the bones, what's it doing? Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Okay, so this is actually a terrible song if you think about it, okay? Yeah, it's supposed to be fun, like, okay kids, get ready, Santa Claus is coming, but again, what does that mean for us? The whole thing about how he's got a naughty and nice list. If you listen to the lyrics, especially the way that Elvis sings it, it's things like jump in bed, cover your head, say your prayer, Santa Claus is coming. It's like it's the Santa Claus from Futurama, the one you don't want. And so it's actually, I get what it's trying to do, but it does a terrible job of it. So that's a solid E tier for me, bro. Most wonderful time of the year. To me, in my humble opinion, this is one of those, that actually like kind of advents in the season, right? Like this is one of the ones that's actually like, hey, this one, when I hear this, I know that it's time to be in Christmas mode, right? And I like how it mentions ghost stories a little bit of the way through it and everything. It's a very upbeat, fun song. I am going to bestow my first S rank here on Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Holly Jolly Christmas. This is kind of one of those songs where it felt like somebody was trying to pad an album or something. Like they didn't really they put a whole lot of thought and effort into it. I say that, it's not a horrible song, but it's got a weird line in there about, somebody waits for you, you've got a girl waiting on you, probably your girl, that's why, it says, kiss her, but once for me. Like, I'm not going to kiss my lady for you, bro. That's weird. Go find your own, lady friend or whatever. Don't be looking at mine. So I'm going to put an E on this one just because of how weird it got. Winter Wonderland, it's kind of like a good checklist for how to spend a wintry day. Talking about we're going to go walk here and we're going to do this later. I don't know. It's sort of just a fun, boppy song. Kind of middling to me, not a whole lot to say about it. Again, it kind of does the same thing as White Christmas, talking about snows that hardly ever happen where I live. But it does it in, I guess, a more up-tempo sort of way, so I'll give it a C. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Now, this is one that does not come without a little bit of controversy, and I understand, depending on how you listen to it, it can be sound a certain kind of way. But leave that on the side for a second. The first time I heard that song, it was really hard for me to follow because it sounds like the male and female leads are singing two completely different songs and trying to mash them together. And I get that that's the point. It's supposed to be a playful argument or whatever, but it's a little hard to follow. So I'll, again, kind of maybe a cop-out answer here, but I'll give it a C. It's just, it's fun, but then again, like I said, you can read the wrong thing into it, and it was a little hard to listen to the first time, so I'm just, that's what we're going to do. That's a C. We Need a Little Christmas. This is one that is a little chaotic. Like, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Like, easy, calm down. We got to let things take their own course, okay? You can't just be yelling at me. Christmas will come when it comes. It comes on the same day every year, okay? I get it. It's talking more about the spirit, though, but I can just see, like, a bunch of people, like, moving around. It's like you're at the North Pole and all little elves are moving their materials around before they're about to start making toys and stuff, and it just sounds chaotic. But it's fun. So I'll give that one a B. Okay, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. This is probably like my favorite Christmas song, like secularized Christmas song. When I hear Michael Bublé, I'm going to reference him again, start singing this song, like that's how I know it's Christmas time, and it sort of hits all the, like it's like the opening of Christmas, like, hey, we're opening a book and there's those boys playing with their little, toys, and there's those girls over there playing with their toys, and there's that Christmas tree in the mall and all this, and it just, I don't know, it's a very solid song. It hits a certain place with me, so I will give it the completely unsubjective rank of S. No Place Like Home for the Holidays is a good song, but I feel like it limits itself. Like it sets up a story, right? It's talking about, hey, there's no place like home. Wherever you go, your home's still where your home is. Wherever your home's at, that's where home is. Wherever I may roam, James Hetfield. The actual, verse part of it breaks into talking about this man from Tennessee who wanted to go back to Pennsylvania, and then it sort of inverts on the next phrase of the verse where it says, from Pennsylvania, people are going back down south. So it's only talking about, one geographical region, sort of the mid-Atlantic area down to the south. There's a whole nother portion of the country that you could be talking about, and I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. So I need to put a couple more in D, but I don't feel like D is there. I'll give it a C. You know, C's mid-tier for a reason because the bell curve says that's where a lot of that's going to go. Last Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. It's not a Christmas song. Taylor Swift, Wham, and whoever else has covered it, it's not a Christmas song. Quit making Christmas about your problems, okay? You gave somebody your heart, they tossed it away. Just because you have the time frame reference of, well, last Christmas I gave it to you, and now, you know, this Christmas I'll give it to somebody. No one cares, okay? Just say some undefined point of time ago I gave you my heart. Like, this is a song that doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, and therefore I'm going to give it an E because it's still kind of catchy, but it's not a Christmas song. It's not a Christmas song. Fight me. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Okay. It's a fun song. It's a kind of a punchy song, but I have a little problem with it. I think Brenda Lee was the first person to do it, or whatever. But the way she does it, there's that line, and you probably know what I'm going to say, where she says, later we'll eat some pumpkin pie and we'll do some carol. Like, she has like this vocal crack. She says caroling, but it's like somebody like kind of like socked her in the diaphragm as she was doing it, you know? And like other people who come after that, it's like they're trying to emulate that, and it's like it's gotten more and more cracked, and it's like, just, I don't know. For some reason that bothers me. But it's still an okay song, but just for some reason it's like, we're always going to trip over that caroling thing. So no offense to her. This is a me thing, I'll admit, but we're going to call that D tier. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is a weird song because it's like simultaneously happy and sad. And I guess in a way that sort of encapsulates how a lot of people feel during Christmas, because it's like, hey, it's Christmas, everything's going to be better. All our troubles will be miles away if the fates will allow. You know, like, it sounds very hopeful, but then it's sort of like hits you back down, like, no, it's going to be, I mean, it's things will still be bad, but we can at least hope. And I don't know, it really wants you to want for happy, but then it's kind of like hits you back down. I don't know, it's sad, but it's still, like I said, does a pretty good job of encapsulating how the actual year is. So I'll give that one an A. No, B. I'll give that one a B. Little Saint Nick. F. I do not like that song at all. Okay, Blue Christmas. Obviously that's the Elvis, I'll have a blue Christmas without you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Like, he's basically telling you all the colors that he knows. And I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing as like Last Christmas. It's not really a Christmas song, but he's kind of rapping his how he's feeling in sort of the descriptions of the Christmas season. So for that, I feel like it's, you know, some points. And I don't know, it may seem like hypocritical, but it's a fun song to kind of sing and everything. And I don't know, A tier, there we go. Nice A, yeah, there we go. Sleigh Ride's a fun song because that's one that you can sing without actually knowing the words. You know, it's got that rhythm and melody we all know, and sometimes people get really crazy with it. Like, they'll bring like actual horses and stuff in there, and like tucka tucka tucka, you know, with like because that's how horses sound, right, and everything. So I don't know, that's a fun song. I'll give that one an A. I will give that one an A. You know what? No. How many S's we got on here? I'll give that one an S tier. That one's, I mean, because it's just fun. And like I said, you can sing it without words, or the words are actually pretty fun and kind of get you hype. Santa Baby is, I like the idea, but depending on who sings it, I don't like it. Now that said, and I keep referencing him, but he's kind of known for this, Michael Bublé, he did like a twist, maybe somebody else did too, I don't know. I'm not an expert on everything that's ever been done. But there is a male-focused version where instead of saying things like, give me diamonds and, you know, rings or whatever, it's like, hey, give me a Mercedes and, like, you know, a yacht or something like that. So, I don't know. That one That one's kind of D. It's kind of highlighting the selfishness of the year, but at least it's kind of, I don't know, fun. Marshmallow World. This was actually a song that I didn't know about until my wife introduced me to it, and I heard it, and I actually really liked it. It is a song that talks about snow without... It doesn't like put big expectations of snow, like, oh, everything is snow covered and we're walking through the snow and everything. You know, it's not talking about things that didn't happen. It's talking about, you know, how everything looks sweeter, you know, and white fields of snow kind of look like marshmallows because you're with your favorite girl and everything. And it's a fun, sweet song, so I'll give that one an S as well. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Why? Do you have any idea how freaking hard it is to care for any pet, but much less a freaking however many ton it is, like sea cow, like sea potato thing? Like, do you have any idea? Like, that a hippo can kill you. They'll strike you. They will hunt you down. They will smash you with their massive, massive tusk teeth. There's no reason to want a hippo for Christmas. Like, there's no, and it's just the way it's sung. It's like, I want a hippo for Christmas. Like, okay, how about a nice, I don't know, train set? Like, why do you have to have a hippo? Like, how many times have you not been told no in your life that you think you can just ask for a hippo and somebody's gonna give it to you? That is an F-. Where Are You Christmas is a sad song because it's kind of talking about the same stuff that, like, I've talked about in a recent video, where it's like Christmas isn't the way we remember it being. And it's a very emotional song, and however you feel about Faith Hill, she really gives a lot of performance on it. It's not like the most amazing song I've ever heard, but I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. It's one of those that kind of stops me in my tracks sometimes, so I'll give it an A. I'll Be Home for Christmas. We're going to end on yet another sad one because it's one of those that when you listen to it, like when you're a kid, you listen to it and you're like, oh, he just wants to be home for Christmas. Of course I want to be home for Christmas. But then you think about people who aren't home for Christmas. People who their jobs or obligations or whatever have pulled them away from their family at Christmas. And then it's sort of like, I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. And it's kind of like making you think like, oh, he knows he's not going to be home. So he's kind of like astral projecting himself there. And that kind of cuts a little deep. So it has meaning, but again, it's not like it's a slower kind of, song, but it does have meaning. So I will give it a very strong B. All right. And there you have it. Somewhere on the screen, I will put up the tier list, the definitive tier list of Christmas songs, at least these 25. There's more, but 25 is all I really had time for, so that's what we're going to do. Listen to these songs. Obviously, listen to the S's a lot. The S's and the A's and the B's, listen to those. But listen to the other ones so that you can appreciate the good ones. The ones that are like F tier, throw those out. Throw them in the river. We don't need those. The E's, listen to it once and then never listen to it again for the rest of the season. I feel pretty good about this. Hope you do too. Again, it's for fun. Don't at me, okay? This was fun. I like this. We'll do something like this again sometime. Thank you very much for watching. Happy holidays if I don't see you again. And until next time, bye.